It's definitely been a lot of fun working with John. I worked with him earlier at VMware, and he actually gave me the lead-in into what I wanted to talk about today. But first, a little bit about me. My name is Shruti Bhat. I run marketing at Ravello Systems. And in a previous life, I actually was a developer. I worked on the Linux kernel and collaborated with the Linux community. So I spent a lot of time both in my marketing role as well as thinking about the past and how communities work. And this is my choice of cute animal picture for the day. Because I'm always trying to think about why is it that products tend to go viral more easily in the developer community than in enterprise IT, right? And the answer that people come back with is often, there is no such thing as an enterprise IT community. Right, and that's, it's a little jarring if you think about it, because here, all of you in the room, you're all connected. We're in the age of the connected car, for God's sake, so how can human beings not be connected if they're all working on the same thing? But it's true, and I've spent a lot of time thinking about this, and it all comes down to two things. Every time I've had this conversation, it comes down to two things about why developers tend to do things a little differently, and that's access and shareability. And today in my role at Ravello, I'm seeing some rumblings of this, which is why I wanted to share this with you. The first thing is people always say, well, software, it's easy to access. Anybody can download it. Anybody can try it. They can be so much more hands-on. In hardware, that's so much more difficult, right? How do you get your hands on a product? I was just talking to the gentleman from SimpliVity, one of our co-sponsors here, about how I've heard good things about it. I would love to get my hands and try it out. I've personally played with both vSAN and Nutanix, and I want to play with SimpliVity, but it's so hard because I don't have the hardware, right? So yes, access is a problem, and I would definitely be out there telling other people about it if I personally had access to it, played with it, and I could say, hey, this is really cool. But I've heard it's cool from people who've had access. Is that one of the reasons it's not going more viral than it already is? And the second is shareability, right? When you talk about shareability, people again say, well, it's code, right? Anybody can share code. I worked on the Linux kernel with the open source community, and yes, we shared code like there was no tomorrow. But again, in today's day and age, can we change that paradigm? So one of the things we did at Ravello, in fact, for those of you at VMworld, you might have heard we won the Best of Show. We're fortunate enough, thanks to the support from the people here. But when we won the Best of Show and I went to collect the award, people told us what the judges' comments were. And the biggest comment was that Ravello is all about sharing blueprints with the community. And that got me thinking, as a marketing person, I've never positioned Ravello that way. But here is the community telling us that it's all about sharing blueprints with the community, which was very insightful, I thought, from the judges' side, and very interesting for us to go back and say, how do we make enterprise IT more shareable? So one of the things we did at Ravello, in fact, was that we've built this thing called Ravello Repo, which we are now thinking of like the GitHub for infrastructure, where people can go download things, build blueprints, and share blueprints with each other, create complex configurations, and share them with each other, and want to see if that helps build more of an enterprise IT community. We're not looking to build our own community. We're trying to enable the enterprise IT community. But the thought I want to leave you with today is really, the power is in the hands of the users, right? From a Ravello standpoint, we do what our users are asking for. And I can assure you that every enterprise company is out there trying to figure out what IT wants, what its users want. So the power is in the hands of the users. If you think that having more access to something gives you more power, you should demand it. You should ask the companies for it. And trust me, they will find ways to do it. Same thing goes with shareability. I really admire, I have to say, companies like Nutanix, Arista, even Pernix Data recently came out with their own community editions. They're making it easy for the community to get access, to share things, to learn and enable each other. The rate at which things are changing today, I think that kind of access and shareability will make enterprise IT so much more powerful. I heard somebody on Twitter say the other day that one of the words of yesterday was pivot. So I want to leave you with this thought that we really like to follow at Ravello, which is, yes, we all want to learn quickly, we want to fail fast, but the goal at the end of the day is not to fail fast, it is to succeed in the long term. Thank you.